Live from the Caterpillar Global Communications Center at Bradley University, this is BUTV News.
Good evening and welcome to BUTV News. My name is Imani Shamsuddin.
And I'm Tirza Sprigella. Let's take a look at the news. New Zealand lawmakers voted overwhelmingly for new gun restrictions on Tuesday. This is due to a mass shooting that happened 2 weeks ago. Bradley's Muslim Student Association held an event last Friday about the tragedy.
New Zealanders are known for their warmth. Like the United States, they are a country of immigrants and they want to accept everybody. Unfortunately, on March 15th, there was a mass shooting at 2 mosques.
So basically about 2 weeks ago, there was a shooting that took place in New Zealand, namely 2 mosques in New Zealand. A lone gunman, a terrorist, I believe in total, he massacred about 50 people.
This event is just in light of New Zealand. We really just wanted to bring people together and have everyone join in discussion on how we would just combat hate.
The event was held this past Friday as a way for Bradley students to remember those who lost their lives. The event opened up questions about dealing with intolerance. An overarching theme to the discussion was, even in the most vile of times, there is still good that can come out of tragedies.
Muslims believe that there's good that comes out of any bad that takes place. People understood that terrorism, a lot of people who didn't understand before understood now that terrorism doesn't have a specific race, religion, or color.
People are saying that New Zealand's Prime Minister has done an amazing job in the immediate aftermath. For such a small and safe country, they are not used to this type of violence. This type of event can make people question what it is they should do.
I feel like it's really important to engage in discussions so that we kind of learn how to coexist with one another. Even though we're different people, we all have, we all want the same thing, and we all want to live in peace.
Bradley's Muslim Student Association has more events coming up. If you would like to discuss anything raised in this segment, then contact bradleymsa@gmail.com. For BUTV News, I'm Matthew Karoff.
How much do you know about your heritage? Could you name historical people that helped shape your heritage? The Association of Latin American Students hosted an event called Celebrating Your Heritage with motivational speaker Bobby Gonzalez. He talks about the importance of knowing your heritage. Jacob Hicks has more from the Garrett Center.
This past Friday, the Association of Latin American Students hosted an event titled Celebrating Your Heritage with guest motivational speaker Bobby Gonzalez. The basis of its topic was explaining why Latinos are not Spanish, but Hispanic. His lecture covered over 500 years of Latin American history, touching on politics, music, and sports. Since tonight's theme was Celebrating Your Heritage, I asked him, why should we celebrate our heritage, and what does it mean to you?
It's important for everyone to know who they are and where they come from. Once you have that foundation, it's a launching pad in which you can rise to the top and do whatever you want. But first you have that foundation of identity and pride in your culture, your history. Celebrating my heritage means sharing my heritage with other people, but also listen to them and listen to their stories.
Bobby Gonzalez was born and raised in the South Bronx of New York City, where he grew up in a bicultural environment. He draws on his Native American and Latino roots to provide a different perspective to remembering his heritage. Since he has a bicultural descent, how has his upbringing shaped the way he is today?
My mother and father worked so hard so that my brothers and I could succeed. The sacrifices they made, I thank them every day in my prayers.
Bobby has lectured at many institutions including Yale University, the University of Alaska Fairbanks, and the University of Alabama Huntsville. As a storyteller, he's had the privilege of performing at Carnegie Hall, the Museum of Television and Radio, and the Detroit Institute of Arts. One of his books, titled The Last Puerto Rican Indian, a collection of dangerous poetry, reflects upon 5 centuries of dramatic upheavals and heroic triumphs of Native peoples from North, Central, and South America and the Caribbean. As the night concluded, there was a Q&A session about his lecture and what we should gain from it. Some of the audience had a mixed reaction to what he was talking about. However, Bobby believes that even though some people did not understand it, He wants to spread hope, pride, and love for diversity.
Different audiences have different responses, which I received today. Some were very happy to hear my presentation. Some had a difference of opinion, but I said it's okay, as long as we can listen to each other and share each other's opinions without any judgment.
Tonight was a huge success. For Mr. Gonzalez, he wanted everyone to know more about your history. And if you don't know, then do some research, and you'll be surprised to see what you find out. For BUTV News, I'm Jacob Hicks.
Do you get bored playing the same game over and over again? Do you like playing different games with your friends? Then League of Legends Club is for you. This past Friday, the League of Legends Club held their meeting at Bradley Hall. However, they did not just play League of Legends. Instead, they played other games like Secret Hitler, Cards Against Humanity, and Quiplash. While students were welcome to play League, the focus was to play other games than League. We talked to club president Griffin Kemp about what makes this club unique.
The most unique thing about the League of Legends Club is probably, I would say, kind of just like the nature of the kind of game we play and whatnot. And also just kind of it's like one of the only clubs that really give students the opportunity to sort of compete as an e-sport. So it really gives you the opportunity to compete against other colleges while kind of playing the game you like.
League of Legends meets every Friday at 5:30 p.m. in Bradley Hall, room 150. No experience is necessary. All are welcome to attend.
The Bradley University speech team held showcases to the public while preparing for the long haul to nationals.
In Bradley's New Miller Lecture Hall, seasoned speakers continue to hone their craft ahead of their biggest competitions yet. The Bradley University speech team has a history stretching back decades, complete with over 40 team championships and 100 individual champs. But that record is put on the line each and every year when the team travels to the American Forensics Institute National Individual Events Tournament. This year's tourney, being held in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, will bring programs from all around the country, each with their eyes on the top prize. But for now, the carefully constructed scripts are being shown to the Bradley student body. Senior Bradley team member Jack Ellis says these showcases are the product of tireless work and practice.
With over 100 speeches, we're not able to see them all during the regular season. So this is kind of a showcase for us to see our teammates' work as well, so that we can better appreciate the art that they've created, as well as understand what they're advocating for in rounds at nationals.
This year has handed the team serious challenges in the form of departing administrators, particularly the director of forensics. Despite these setbacks, interim director Justin Helmley is proud of his squad's success and sees public performances as a unique form of advocacy.
I think this one in particular is special because it's sort of a celebration of what we've worked for all year, and so gets to highlight some of the hard work that we've done leading up to nationals before we go try to take the trophy back.
While performances at New Miller are a big part of the Bradley speech experience, the team is currently focused on the tournament still yet to come. Even after AFA comes and goes, the team will have another national in the form of NFA in Santa Ana, California. Reporting for BUTV News, I'm Chandler Songer.
The Bradley Chorale ended their homecoming tour this past Sunday. The Bradley Chorale had a concert on Sunday at St. Mark's Church as a way to end their homecoming tour to Kansas City. This choir has sung across America and even across Europe. The program was entitled Even When. Its message spoke to the dichotomous nature of life and how perceptions alter the way you choose to live. They sung songs inspired by Old English texts and writings from the Holocaust, just to name a few. The NASA Spacesuit User Interface Technologies for Students, or NASA Suits, project is in full swing at Bradley.
NASA tasks teams of university students to design and create spacesuit informatics using an augmented reality platform. Informatics help an astronaut become more effective during a spacewalk in the form of visual displays. Participants must be full-time undergraduate or graduate students enrolled at U.S. institutions. The Bradley team, called BU Earth, held a table at the Student Center so students could test out their project. The team's lead developer, Jason DeLuca, explains a little more about the project interface.
When you have it on, you can see your regular worlds just as normal, but now we can project holograms on top of it. So we have very simple holograms because we're trying to keep it cognitive load very low. It's trying to make it a very simple application. So you'll just be almost seeing just kind of basic, almost similar to like phone interfaces.
The BU Earth team will be traveling to the Johnson Space Center along with other teams across the nation to collaborate their ideas. BU Earth leader Alanis Nash, who attended the convention last year as well, is excited for the opportunity.
On site, it's really busy. It's really cool because we get to meet all the other teams that are working on it too and collaborate with them. Very busy. There's a lot of working time for us, but they also give us tours of a lot of the different buildings across Houston, so it's pretty cool.
The BU Earth team will be traveling to the NASA Johnson Space Center in April to test their prototypes on site. This has been Misa Nagase with BUTV News.
Students and staff here at Bradley had the opportunity last Wednesday to learn about an artist that may not be well known, but was certainly a major influence in the art world. Here is Nelson Gutierrez with the story.
Students and faculty were treated to a lecture last Wednesday on the life and work of 20th century Chicago artist Gertrude Abercrombie. While she may not have been a well-known artist among some in the crowd, she may very well have seemed like a human being in the flesh by the end, courtesy of Abercrombie scholar Dr. Susan Weininger.
Gertrude Abercrombie is an artist who worked in Chicago in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. She died in the late 60s. She saw herself really as the center of the art world. She called herself the Queen of Chicago. She was not modest.
Weininger has devoted much of her time studying the prolific artist, as well as others who have helped give much-needed exposure for women in the art industry.
I tell you really how honored I am to be speaking at an event named for Channy Lyons, who did more for Illinois women artists than anyone else I can think of.
Gertrude Abercrombie's artistry, as well as her tumultuous life from Austin, Texas to Chicago, helped ignite the 20th century with meaningful work and highlighted the legacy female artists hold in history.
I think it's important to recognize that there were Gertrude Abercrombie and a whole group of women artists working here in Chicago. We had great art for many, many years.
Dr. Weininger's time exposing the life and work of Abercrombie was an educational, if not emotional, hour for those in attendance. And while not everyone may know Abercrombie's name, Weininger made sure to illustrate the impact she has made in the world of art. Nelson Gutierrez, BUTV News.
Stay tuned to find out what coat you'll need during the week. You never know, you may not need one.
And Misa Nagase will have some news for Game of Thrones fans.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Hey, it's Ava, and this is Tess from Vivo's Do It Yourselfie, where we recreate the hottest looks from today's biggest music videos.
After cleaning out our closet, we have a lot of clothes we don't wear anymore.
Like this old t-shirt.
It's not garbage, it's actually a brand new rug.
And to make it, all you need to do is cut, tie, and glue.
Cut the t-shirt into strips.
Tie the strips into knots.
And glue the knots to the bath mat. I love it. Give your garbage another life.
And recycle.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So in terms of this weather, I'm better with it, but I'm still a little cold because of that wind. What about you?
Yeah, I'm just grateful it's better than last week.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I feel like we are starting to transition into spring. Mother Nature has been a little angry in some places, but for once, Illinois is not one of those. Actually, just this past week, it did snow a little bit in the east in Indiana and Ohio, and it missed us. So we're going to go ahead and go over to our radar over here. As they say, April showers hopefully bring May flowers. So we're starting to see a lot of rain coming in. If you look right up over here, there's going to be some water in Waterloo and some rapid rain in Cedar Rapids just coming to continue east over here into Illinois as well. So we are going to be seeing a lot of rain coming up the next couple days. If you go ahead and look at our temperature map over here as well, we do have a little cold spot just left of Peoria. So it's a little cold right now. It's actually going to be warmer up here, about 57 degrees in Chicago. And it's in the mid to high 60s down near St. Louis as well, with the rapid 54 degrees here in Peoria. So if we go ahead and look at our 5-day forecast over here as well, we can see that we're going to start seeing some rain tomorrow, so bring out those rain boots and umbrellas. And then we're going to start to see a shift. It's going to start getting a little warmer, and Saturday we're going to reach 71 degrees, and Sunday is going to be 72 degrees as well with some scattered thunderstorms. And it's going to continue, unfortunately, raining into next week as well. So as I said, it'll be raining cats and dogs, so you guys better watch out for some of those poodles. All right, that's all I have for you guys' weather today. I'm going to go ahead and toss it on over to Misa Nagase for entertainment news.
Rapper Nipsey Hussle died at age 33 on Sunday after a shooting in Los Angeles in the Hyde Park neighborhood. Nipsey was not only a rapper, he also launched a marathon clothing smart store and was a local advocate against gang violence. Nipsey often spoke out against rappers who would boast of gang affiliations in order to look cool, to remind them that for a lot of young people, choosing a gang was about survival. Nipsey was also involved in philanthropic work. Last year, he opened a workspace and STEM center that he described as a bridge between Silicon Valley and the inner city of Los Angeles. His hope was that the center, called Vector 90, would give young people more opportunities than he had as a kid. Nipsey's legacy will be remembered throughout LA and the nation. Game of Thrones Season 8, the last season, premieres in 2 weeks. Before the premiere, HBO is exciting some fans throughout a worldwide scavenger hunt. In the show, the Iron Throne is the ultimate symbol of power. HBO placed 6 Iron Thrones in different locations throughout the world and tweeted the hashtag #ForTheThrone, along with 12-second video with clues. Fans could also view hour-long 360-degree videos of the thrones for hints. Fans scattered around the world to find the thrones. The thrones have been found in Sweden, England, Spain, Brazil, Canada, and New York. In perhaps another signal of the split between the royal brothers, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have created their own Instagram account. They are the first of the royal family to have their own. Before making this account called Sussex Royal, the couple was represented on the Kensington Royal account. Their first post shows pictures of the couple traveling abroad. Meghan Markle had deleted all of her social media accounts and shut down her personal blog after marrying Prince Harry. Many fans are glad to see her back online.
Yeah, with the whole Nipsey Hussle situation, I just think it was really abrupt and very sad, so my condolences to his family. Up next, we will see how Bradley Smash Brothers Club has evolved.
We will also introduce our new live shot reporter, Sheridan Hertig.
It's harder whenever there's a bigger group. Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
when you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it! I see it!
Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
In Bradley Student Center on Sunday morning, there was a tournament consisting of 3 games students competed in that was hosted by the Super Smash Bros. Club. Let's see what they had in store for us.
From 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., BU Super Smash Bros. Club hosted a tournament event suitable for a variety of gamers and a chill environment where everyone can laugh and kick each other's asses. A Bradley alumni has more to say.
Here we're at Get Out Played at Bradley University, our first big monthly in a very long time. This event has Smash Bros. Melee, Smash Bros. Ultimate, Tekken 7, and Dragon Ball FighterZ, so there's a little bit of something for every fighting game fan. So far my matches are going pretty well. I'm 1 match away from making top 8, and I've been having a great time here today.
As Evan continues to defeat his unworthy opponents in Smash, we go to check on other contenders for Tekken 7 and Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Dragon Ball Fighter is a very fast-paced game, so the matches are really oppressive. If an opponent knows how to do certain block strings really well, they're not going to let you breathe. They're going to rush you down, take out your character. The point character is always like super important, so like usually like the person who loses the first point character is the person on the back foot.
That match went pretty well. It was a little scary, a little iffy. Usually, I mean, I play him all the time, and that matchup is normally not great for me. It got real intense there in the second round, barely squeaked it out. I felt like that hype just carried me out through the rest of it.
If you would like to know more about future tournaments, contact BradleySmashBrothers@gmail.com. For BUTV News, I'm Joshua Blake.
Now it's time to learn about an upcoming lecture here at Bradley.
Our reporter Sheridan Hurtig joins us from the Global Communications Center.
Several years now, Bradley's has been holding a series of lectures they call the Each lecture brings in a new speaker with a unique viewpoint to share different aspects of world history. The next Armstrong lecture will be held tomorrow, and today we are talking with Department Professor Bradford Brown. Hi. So can you tell us a little bit about the Armstrong lecture?
Armstrong was an amazing guy. He was a Bradley student here in the 1930s, and along about 1939, 1941, the war came along and he signed up. He went off to serve his country both in Europe and the Pacific, came back after the war and finished up his degree and left Bradley to become a history professor. Got a PhD at Stanford and then went on to teach at lots of different places. And at the end of his life, he was thinking about what to do with his legacy, with his money, and he decided to endow us with a lectureship series. And so when we give those lectures, we remember his name, we remember his legacy, Lydia Moss Bradley, of giving back to the university, endowing educational purpose.
But
we have the third of our lectures semester. Nick Kapoor is an expert, just published a book on Japan in the 1960s and about student protests over the direction of Japanese politics at the time. And so he'll be speaking tomorrow night in the Wyckoff room in the library at 7 p.m.
So can you tell us a little bit about why students should care about something that happened nearly 60 years ago?
Well, the funny thing is students care about many things that happened in the past, right? They're curious and they see connections between studying other cultures around the world. At Bradley, we pride ourselves on study abroad and sending students everywhere from Hollywood to London to Paris. I've had the pleasure of teaching with a French Revolution class as well as in Australia. And so students see the connections between students in other years and other cultures and what they're going through today. And you know, part of it is just about exploring the world.
Thank you. So I'm actually going to ask you one more question. So Japan just announced Mr. Kapoor will lecture tomorrow.
So from Rutgers is not only a historian, he's a Twitter historian in the sense that he maintains the Twitter feed in which he talks about current event issues in Japan. And one of the most interesting of the recent events is the abdication of the emperor, the announcement that there's going to be a new imperial period. And there's a lot of controversy about what that means, given that the current prime minister of Japan is fairly conservative and is thinking about changing the role and the profile of Japan in East Asia.
Thank you so much. I want to thank you for joining us today and reporting live from BUTV News in the GCC. I'm Sheridan Hertig.
Last Thursday, Bradley University invited trumpet players from all ages to play at their 4th annual Trumpet Day concert. 50 high school and junior high school trumpet players attended, some as young as the 6th grade. Bradley invited special guest Stuart Mack to play along with the ensemble. Mack is an international award-winning trumpet player and composer living in New York City with accolades such as first place in the 2015 International Trumpet Guild. Admission for Trumpet Day is free of charge and takes place every spring.
After the break, Larry Larson will discuss the latest news in sports.
And find out which of our Bradley alums recently played for the Chicago Bulls.
Hey, it's Ava, and this is Tess from Vivo's Do It Yourselfie, where we recreate the hottest looks from today's biggest music videos.
After cleaning out our closet, we have a lot of clothes we don't wear anymore.
Like this old t-shirt.
It's not garbage, it's actually a brand new rug.
And to make it, all you need to do is cut, tie, and glue.
Cut the t-shirt into strips.
Tie the strips into knots.
And glue the knots to the bath mat. I love it. Give your garbage another life.
And recycle.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So have either of you been watching any MLB or NBA lately?
No, I haven't watched it, but I have heard about it. So.
Yes, because we've got some Bradley alums in both those leagues. We'll get to that later, but first we've got some Bradley baseball news. So we'll get started with that. After opening Valley play with 2 consecutive losses to Evansville, Bradley baseball looked to salvage the final game of the series on Sunday. The weather was quite chilly for the Braves' first home series at Dozer Park, with temperatures around 40 degrees. The wind was blowing out, though, as Jean-Francois Garon leaves the yard to drive in Luke Shadid and tie the game at 2 in the 3rd inning. An absolute shot almost hit it to the street. Quick little helmet tap celebration as he crosses home plate. Later on, though, 3rd baseman Brendan Doherty stays down on this ground ball and tosses across the diamond to just beat the runner. That's textbook fundamentals there, kids. Later on, Bradley's trying to rally late in the game as Connor O'Brien goes the other way for a single to right field, but the Braves would fall short by a score of 6-4. Bradley bounced back from the sweep last night as they walloped Western Illinois 10-0 in 8 innings. They'll look to stay on track tonight versus SIUE. The weather was damp and cold in Chicago last weekend, but Bradley's bats stayed hot as softball swept Loyola in dominant fashion to improve their conference record to 5-3. The Braves never gave up the lead in any of the 3 games and outscored the Ramblers by a combined 18 runs. Stacia Seaton raked 2 home runs and 7 RBI in the series. The team is currently taking on SIUE for their final non-conference game of the season. And the NCAA season may be over for Bradley basketball, but one alumni's time to shine is just getting started. After spending parts of seasons in Europe and the NBA G League, Bradley grad Walt Lemon Jr. signed a 10-day contract with the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago native shined in his debut on Saturday, dropping 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. Lemon wasn't the only Brave in the pro spotlight, however. Bradley baseball product Mike Tauchman made the opening day roster for the New York Yankees and has cracked the starting lineup in the team's last few games. Tauchman was drafted by the Rockies in 2013 and was traded to the Yankees in late March.
Thank you, Larry. Make sure to keep watching to find out what events are coming to Bradley.
We will also have a musical guest that is different than anything else we have seen this semester. Don't go away.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Was it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
All right, let's see what's coming to Bradley. Need help with selecting courses, understanding the core curriculum requirements, and navigating the registration process? Then this workshop is for you. Learn how to read the You Achieve Degree Audit, use Schedule Builder, and search the class database. This workshop is an excellent resource to help you prepare for your advising appointment. Interested in soccer? If so, make a team of 6 to 8 people. Come play in the 2nd annual IEC World Cup Soccer Tournament. It is free for Bradley students. There are prizes for the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place team. Deadline to sign up is today. If you have any questions or want to sign up, contact them via email or message them on the IEC Facebook page. Bradley students enrolled in the semester-long opera workshop course are performing 2 chamber operas, Angry Birdsong and Bluebeard's Waiting Room by American composer Milton Granger on Saturday, April 6, 2019 at 7:30 p.m. at the Dingledine Music Center. Admission is free for students and $5 for the public at the door. Well, that's it for BUTV News this week. I'm Tirza Sprigella.
I'm Larry Larson.
I'm Misa Nagase.
I'm Keegan Burkhart.
And I'm Imani Shamsuddin. We leave you tonight with a performance from Sarah Fiedler. Be sure to join us next week and always be brave.
There once was a villa, a witch of the wood, a haunt to behold her alone as she stood. The spell of her beauty